One thing Idaho has that the rest of the world seems to be lacking is water. This is the south fork of the Clearwater River near where we live. Just a small to medium-sized stream. Country above it is somewhat green. As a viewfinder, it looks black and white. We could have waited until springtime and taken some pictures when everything was green and blossoming, and we only have this recorder for a short time. So we'll show you the general countryside in early spring before all the blossoms come out. A standard street in Kooskia, Idaho, Gloria, like this one just because the trees overhang the road. Looking the other way from the road with the trees on it, is just kind of a typical hillside and bridge. Some more of the Clearwater River flowing under the old highway bridge here. And traffic on the other side. For those of you who have never seen a car before, this will be exciting. Otherwise, it's just standing in the edge of town taking some pictures to send to their relatives. We've been driving up the middle fork of the Clearwater River. You can't tell from these shots, the river's clear enough that from the car you can see the bottom of the river. This is the hillside across the way, swinging around and looking more towards the sun, which should be an interesting experience. I'll show you how green the countryside is, and you can hear how the typical vehicle sounds as it travels behind us on the highway. And there it is. Same spot as the last picture, looking upriver, showing you that the south slopes are not covered with timber, but everything else pretty much is. We gain a little more elevation, then you'll see that the whole world is covered with vegetation. For those of us who were raised in the sagebrush, you can get claustrophobia in a spot like this, and here we are at the point of beginning. End of story. You'll notice as we take these pictures that in many cases the trees seem to get in the way of the beautiful scenery. Just standing along a little county road taking a picture of Clearcreek. This is one of the creeks that the steelhead spawn in. In fact, the steelhead hatchery is down near the mouth of this creek, where they spawn many steelheads every year and raise quite a few. Danny and I hunt elk in some of this country, and we can vouch for the fact that those hills are steep. In fact, we ride our mountain bikes up and down them looking for elk, and after we kill an elk, we use the mountain bikes to ride down them with the elk on behind us. The elk don't seem to mind too much, they must like mountain bikes. Have you know that the selection of scenery is not my fault. Gloria is telling me where to take these pictures. Can't imagine anything more romantic than a herd of cows. Or the back of her head. Say hi, Gloria.
I won't say hi.
Can you say rhinoceros?
I can say cow.
Gloria said she wanted some pictures of cedar trees with moss hanging on them. There's some trees with moss hanging on. Makes my day. Hope it makes yours too. Some more of the Clearcreek drainage. Showing some of the surrounding country. I can see quite a bit of the country, but you can't through this viewfinder anymore.
It's coming out in the spring now.
Wildflowers are just beginning to bloom. It's still April. There'll be wildflowers for a long time and a lot more profusion than there are right now. After a while. Look, rocks. Ron, you'll enjoy this. There's actually geology in this country. This is kind of a country scene on top of the hill near where we live. We live over that hill in front of us. Just shows you that there is some country that's not entirely vertical. You may think that all there are is roads around here, but that's because I'm too lazy to walk anywhere else. Oh, there's my shadow. Great. My car. See how lovely that car is?
This is on our way home from Grangeville. Just what the mountains look like. This is on our way home from Grangeville also. That picture that I showed you last is just as we were leaving Grangeville. Today's May 20th. It's been raining a lot. Today we had a nice sunshiny day, which is unusual. This is a view of the river.
Laura's. This county road belongs to the county. And here we are looking at the meadow from our road in front of our house. This is the meadow that we can see from our house every day of the week. Every day of the year. It's not all green like this. It's just beginning to get green. There's hardly any growth yet. It's just enough to give it a little green color. Timber on our land across the way. Then we're looking over across the way at our neighbor's place. Some of the blossoms on our own spot here. Looking on the hillside where our house is built. Looks like somebody ought to take care of all that trash. Gripped our trampoline. Our little house.
Okay, there we have some trees that are in full blossom. Those are apple trees right outside of our yard. Well, that's inside of our yard actually. And Dixie's trailer is right down there. You can just barely see it, her little home over there. We go across the road and down into across the meadow. You can see more apple trees in full bloom. Meadow over there. There's Laura's house, the top of her house. And there's our garden. Elroy's been tilling. He's got about half of it tilled. And there's the little brown house that Denise is going to live in. They've been working on that and getting it all painted, ready to move into. She's getting married next week, and we're going to move into that. And there's our strawberries. You can see in the shade over there underneath those pine trees. And up there, there's where Grandma and Grandpa live, right up there. Okay, here we have starting up at the little house, going across north past Grandpa's house and his woodshed. We're looking toward the sun. Hope this shows out okay. There's our little house over there. Of course, we have the garden. Those tires that we have there we used last year to make greenhouses for our tomatoes. And we had beautiful, gorgeous tomatoes. But this year we're trying something different. We're building raised gardens, raised beds. Here's Dixie's place, and across the way over there, and here comes Corey up the hill, his dog. This is Dean and Laura's garden over here. Actually, we all put melons. This really grows wonderful melons and things. Lots of tomatoes. Can't see too much of the garden there. We just started building the raised beds. And there's a cherry tree in that Laura's garden and all of her raspberries. We're standing up by the little brown house. There's the tree next to it and looking toward Laura's garden over there at the South Mountain. And that's Laura's woodshed and their house. They're getting it sided right now. And the West Mountains. Looking over towards the fields and hills on the west and going towards the north. There's people that live over there on those mountains, of course. Let's see, over here we have the top of the Paul's house, and you can see where Grandpa's built his one of his greenhouses last year. That's PVC pipe. He covers that with plastic. And the barn up there on top of the hill. This is one of Grandma and Grandpa's gardens. Grandpa always has a flag up. And then, of course, we're right down the hill from that. And that's Harris's pigeon pen over there. And the barn. Over to the old tractor. This is Grandma's backyard where she does her laundry. She has one of the old wringer washers that she uses. It's nice and cool and green and shady back here. I came over Monday and helped her with her laundry, hung it out for her. It was nice and pleasant. She has some lilac trees here too. That's the outhouse that Grandpa built, just so they would have that if they didn't have a bathroom. Goes way up and way down. Little old-fashioned cart. You can hear a chainsaw across the meadow, across the valley over there. Actually, this isn't a meadow. This is a lot of trees right back through here. There's a lot of greenery and trees and forest area. This is Grandma and Grandpa's backyard. There's 24 acres here of this type of mountain country. There's bees. They've got their beehives here. That's the clothesline you can see there. There's some white lilacs. Lucy lives up there somewhere. This is the road going on up to Lucy's. Looking towards the south, going towards the east. the hill from Grandpa's and over towards the west. You see I'm right here on a little road. This was the original road. We don't use it an awful lot anymore. Everybody else has their own roads. In just a minute we'll see Lucy's house. This is pretty steep. Okay, there's Aunt Lucy's house right up there. Just stop here and you can see just a corner of Wendy's house. Right over there. We're still on the road up to Lucy's. Wendy's house is right over there. You can see here is dense thicket. Okay, I've come up to Lucy's and I'm taking these pictures from her deck. See Laura's house down there in her little trailer and stuff. She has quite a view. This is really beautiful when the mist is coming up from the river down there. It's just gorgeous. I hope we can get a picture of that. This is her garden down there. She's been doing some burning and weeding and planting. Now Doug lives right over there. You can see his little Toyota still there. Okay, now I've climbed the hill that is east of Lucy's. This isn't our land, but it's a good place to film from. Looking towards the east, going towards the north. That's DeFrancesco's land over there. These are members of our church. Over here we have the Jensen's roundhouse and the Westcotts and the Brodricks and the Ward's family. They're all LDS, and up there from them is the Fullers, good friends of Dixie's and Harris's. And then going towards the west, there's the top of Lucy's house. Of course, we've seen this view from Lucy's. Slowly turning toward the south. There was a trailer up here in this spot, and they burned it down. Okay, now I'm coming back down the hill. There's Lucy's. There's those darn electric poles that really mess up our landscapes. And this is Wendy's house, Doug and Wendy's. Right now, Jim and Larry Ann are living in it. This land that I'm on right now, I'm on the road, but right down here, west and south, is we have about 18 or 19 acres here. Now this is not ours on this side of the road. This is where they've poured the cement to put Nancy in Bill's place. See, he'll have a beautiful view. This is the view from Wendy's deck, looking to the east and going towards the south. There's a lot of yellow flowers. Right now they're not like they will be. This whole hillside is just covered with beautiful yellow flowers. Of course, there's a lot of purple and pink and other colors that get mixed in with that a little bit later on. These apple trees have wonderful apples on them. Okay, now I'm climbing down the mountain here, down the back way rather than going on the road. I'm just going down, straight down to our house. You can see a few more of the yellow wildflowers. This is our land right here. Getting towards the sun. Oh, maybe I can turn around here. This is right next to Wendy's house. That's right where she has her house. Pretty rocks. Flowers and trees. Aha, there's our house. Just to show you how far it is from Wendy's house to our house. No, that's not Wendy's house, that's the neighbor's over there. There's Wendy's. Just up the hill. I think the trees up here are so pretty. That's an apple tree there. I think it could be a plum tree. There's plum trees all over. I think this one might be a plum tree. I can't remember. This one that's in bloom, I think is apple. There's different kinds of apple. There's yellow and there's red, and they just grow wild, and some years they do really well. Other years they don't do so well. Of course, there's our roof down there. You can just barely see it through the trees there. But it's such an interesting contrast to see the apple trees and the plum trees, and then these great big tall pine trees growing right next to them. And then of course there's these yellow wildflowers right now. I just flushed a bunch of quail back there. I wish I could have got them on. I wasn't ready to take a picture. This is just some of the thicket. Nice quiet little grove on the back of our house. There's Elroy's little red truck right down through the bushes there. You can see the roof and the trampoline. And we're here in the sunshine. Now I'm down at the house. Just walk down and I can see Elroy out there in the garden. Let's see if we can get a close-up. What he's doing is he's building up beds. We're going to have raised bed garden this year. See if I can see where his dog went. We'll see him in a minute here. Just had to come up here and get a picture of this.
Look, he's videotaping it. I don't have this camera. Oh, I got it. Get my new hairdo.
Shh. So beautiful.
Want to get my new hairdo?
Not very badly.
Oh, okay. Just wondering, whose video camera is that?
Dean's, it's from my uncle.
My uncle too.
No, it's not. It's from my uncle.
Oh, your Uncle Dean?
No. It's from my Uncle Brunel. We're making
Ready?
a tape for him.
1, 2, 3. I look
Can't
up.
see any color on this thing. The sky isn't as pretty as it was a few minutes ago.
There's 2. There's 2.
Just a minute, you can't see any color in it.
Okay, Leah, here you go. I'll take it back.
Okay, just a minute.
Papa, doesn't work.
Hey, there's Dean.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Right there.
then I'll just ask them what page number is.